Hello everyone and welcome back to Subnautica. I am William Strife, and if this is the first episode that you're tuning in because I'm a little bit pick up and touch and go on this, this is not supposed to be so much a playthrough as much as it is me kind of going through the game and explaining how it works and showing you the ropes, etc. of the functionality of Subnautica as a game, as it were. I'm not entirely certain what I'm saying, but it's not supposed to be a playthrough. It's supposed to be more tutorial-esque, but we'll see if it actually turns out to be that. I think it's turning into more of a playthrough as time goes on, especially with these updates, which is why I have returned to this game. There was a recent update, literally just the other day for me, and I'm very surprised that I was able to get through it, because the last time there was an update, I struggled to find the location of, like, what was implemented, etc. But there is a new update called the Infection Update, and the first thing we can do is we can take out our scanner. This is the first thing they added, and hold F, we can self-scan.
Performing self-scan. Vital signs normal. Detecting trace amounts of foreign bacteria. Continuing to monitor.
Okay, so that is a self-assessment thing that they added. Evidently, if I am to understand correctly, you can do that the minute you start up a new game. It's not going to be that different. Basically, the infection hits you the minute that you enter the planet. Now, another thing that they... stinky clouds through the wall. Another thing that they introduced was a new notification, and this one was quite clearly added in this update specifically to help lead you to the location where you need to... CTOU, this is Life Pod 2, coordinates attached. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2. We have to swim to the surface, but it's half a kilometer straight up. Keep you posted, you out. Okay, so, we have a new location to go out to, which is, straight... What is that? North? Yeah, that's pretty much straight north. So, that's the situation. Now, before we head out, there are a couple of things that I need to do. I've got a bunch of power cells that I basically exhausted the Cyclops submarine whenever I was recording last, and I haven't really played the game too much since then. But first things first, before we head out, we need one of those purple artifacts, which, you know, if you're unaware, purple artifacts, I've said it in several episodes in the past, purple artifacts are things that, you know, once you scan one, there's a broken one on the beach near the precursor weapon. Once you scan it, you can make it on your own, 2 diamonds and an ion crystal, that the ion crystals coming from inside of the bases. So we'll make one of those, gonna need that, and I'm gonna need an orange artifact. I've got some supplies with me, some food, some water, a purple artifact, and I don't know, I guess I'll hop it back inside of the base. But there's something else. You'll look, the game basically didn't do anything. Like, well, you never actually saw the stutter because my recording program, whenever the game freezes, it stops picking up frames and it doesn't record the freeze. But I would, like, in the last 3 updates, I would exit my base here and I would freeze for like a full solid minute and just wait for the game to sort itself out. So, the devs have been doing a fairly good job of improving stability of the game. Props to them there.
Captain. All systems online.
Thank you very much, computer. We're going to take the orange artifact out of the locker here. We're also going to take the high-capacity tank. While I'm at it, I'm going to take 2 water bottles out of here as well. We'll hop back down. We're not going to take the Cyclops. Cyclops is going to remain secure and at base this time around. Okay, we'll pop right back in here. We'll check. Oh man, it's so close, but it's just not going to get done before I need to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my power cells that need to be charged. I need a fair amount of space in my inventory for this trip, so that's something that I need to be mindful of. I'll go ahead and grab just a small bite to eat before I head out. Want to, you know, leave on a full stomach. And then pop right out here. And we're going to take the sea moth this time around. I'm going to double check that I have ample space. Yeah, I've got ample space. So let's do this.
Aboard, Captain.
Okay, so I've basically made it out here. The crash is pretty much 500 meters below me, just a little bit, give or take. And we're gonna dive. We are gonna straight up dive. And what the location I am at is what's known as the blood kelp, or Is it the blood? I think it's the blood kelp. There's 2 locations called the blood kelp. This is the blood kelp 2 to the north. There's also one called the blood kelp trench to the south. This place can be a little bit on the dangerous side, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna, you know, sugarcoat it or anything like that. Am getting a little bit of pop-in here. But while I'm down here, the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay attention to an important thing, which is these little, you know, blood packs and or pustules. It looks like I smashed into my sea moth as I came out. So you can actually pick up these blood oil things, and can I scan? Much to my surprise, I cannot scan these. Okay, so you can go ahead and harvest these things. They take up quite a bit of space in your inventory, but I'm gonna need a few of them. If I can harvest any more off of the vines here. There we go, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6? Oh, my inventory is full. Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna come back to my sea moth here. Stash 3 of them. Come back and grab 1 more. Oh, come on. Let me grab 1 of these. There we go. Okay, so I now have 6. I have 6 of these. And the reason why I am picking these up is because they are used to make what is known as benzene, I believe it is. In the fabricator, it is an advanced material, and it's used to make an improved dive suit. I'm still using the standard radiation suit. The improved or reinforced dive suit allows me to... it reduces damage that I take by 50%. There's no reason not to have it at this point. So here we go. We found our way. This could turn out badly, but I'm gonna hop down here, and there's not much other than this PDA, which I'll grab, then I'll hop inside. There's not much going on inside of this life pod. It's pretty empty, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my menu here. And life pods 2 CTOU. Flotation device failed. We're flooding. We should evacuate, etc. So that's the fate of the person who was. Oh my god. Oh my god. Get the hell away from me. Good thing I brought my frickin'... Okay, let's get back to our sea moth. Come on. Whoop. Okay, so... Okay, so the important thing here is that LifePod 2 shows me where I need to be going, and as you can see over here, there's this enormous, what I can only really define as a maw. A gaping maw opening up into the depths of the planet. And this is actually one of the largest entrances to some of the lower caverns in the game. And you can take your, Cyclops down through this area, no problem. Turn on the headlights. But this leads us down into the Lost River. The Lost River is pretty cool, and if I hit F1, I can show you the coordinates there. Camera world position again. That is the player world coordinate. It's the definition for the location of the camera that serves as your perspective. Okay, so I had a bit of a stutter there, but the idea is pretty simple. From the maw, from the entrance to the Lost River in this little forest area behind me, and, you know, it's not that far away, my goal is to head down. Just follow the Lost River south, essentially, and just head down. Keeping in mind that I do have a depth limit. The Lost River does go further down than my sea moth can withstand the depth crush. Okay. And here we are. Here we are. We found ourselves in another section of the Lost River, I believe. This is the junction, the Lost River Junction. You can spot, you know that you're here whenever you get here and you find this large rib cage thing, okay? These leftover bones. So from the bones, with the chimney to the left and the bones to the right, your goal is to head over to this crevice over here, I believe. I think I'm getting this right. I'm either getting it right or I'm going to the wrong side of the chamber. Nope, I've got it right, all right. There it is. this is the new precursor facility for us to look into, essentially.
This alien structure appears to have collapsed to the sea floor. Cause unknown. Computing theories.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, that was a warper. Let's get away from that, baby. Okay, so on the opposite side that you enter on is this, the entrance to the alien structure. So while we are in here, we want to pick up all of the ion crystals possible.
Detecting an alien broadcast. Linguistic analysis reads, caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within. Interior walls in this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers were seeking either to keep something out or contain it within. Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
Okay, so that's interesting, quite very much. But since we're here, we might as well give ourselves a second scan. Now, I don't know when in the game that you can do this, but I am definitely far enough along.
Performing self-scan. The bacterial infection in your system has progressed. Detecting skin irritation and immune system response. Further data required to identify bacterial strain.
Okay, so the infection that I have is getting worse. So I constructed the purple artifact for a very specific reason here. We'll go ahead and just pop down here, put it into the unit. Deactivate. There we go. And we will take a look at this baby.
Integrating new PDA data. Signal for alien thermal plant added.
Okay, so I also picked up a signal here in my inventory for the alien thermal plant. I'm pretty sure that leads me to the location where I was in the last update called Castles and Coffee, because they didn't exactly lead you to it by any means. But we'll go ahead and read this data entry now. Alien research data. Bacterium. The closest translation for their symbol for this specimen is Emperor. For some reason, this facility was insufficient to study the Emperor specimen, and it was instead contained within a purpose-built habitat elsewhere on the planet. While it is unlikely that the specimen in question is still contained within the facility, it is possible the alien researchers left behind information relating to the cure they were seeking. References to the Emperor containment facility in the data is scarce, but its location is suggested to be somewhere within volcanic activity, at a depth of approximately 1,200 meters. Okay, so we've got another entry here.
Integrating new PDA data.
Damage report. Well, this is interesting. Leviathan detected at facility perimeter, closing at high speed. Exterior wall impacted with massive force. Lifeform containment unit 7, Leviathan eggs, breached. General structural integrity compromised. Immediate specimen destruction protocol initiated. 314 specimens destroyed. 1 specimen unaccounted for. Evacuating staff to off-site sanctuaries. Planetary quarantine protocol initiated at the following sites: ground-to-air quarantine enforcement platform, power plant, primary containment facility. Warning: infected individuals may not leave the planet. The skeletal remains of a vast predator discovered within an artificial habitat at the Alien Research Facility. 1. Habitat. The environment contained to house the specimen suggests it was kept alive in containment for research purposes for months or even years. Organic matter indicates the habitat once supported its extensive plant life, though it has since decayed. 2. Cause of death. Time of death coincides with the facility's abandonment. There is little physical damage to the skeleton, suggesting death from malnourishment or outside interference. 3. Biology. While it shares some skeletal traits with the biter, this fossilized specimen is significantly larger and features unusual forearms, more in common with the sea dragon. It matches no living species encountered so far, indicating it has either faced extinction in the past 1,000 years or evolved beyond recognition.
Residual biological evidence suggests that indigenous life forms were brought to this location and subjected to intensive gene manipulation.
It's a warper. First opportunity to get a close-up look at what was going on with these things. Holy mother of... Data download, self-warping quarantine enforcement unit. Its digestive and pulmonary systems have been replaced by an onboard battery receiving energy directly from this facility and distributing it around the body. Miniaturized phase technology has been implanted beneath the skin and is triggered by the central nervous system, allowing the construct to teleport at will. The brain and central nervous system have been digitally augmented with advanced processing power and remote communications. Assessment: programmable hunter/killer. Avoid. Well then. One last data.
Data pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised.
Self-scan, eh?
Integrating new PDA data. Performing self-scan. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection.
Oh god. Oh god! This is not good. Oh boy. Well then, that's not great. Ooh, it's another ion crystal. We'll grab that. Okay, so, now it's time to leave this facility. Alright, so I have returned from the, my word. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. Can I scan this skeleton here? There's one big creature. If I pop out of this thing, can I shimmy up to... Oh my god, I can. It's a sea dragon. I've never tried to scan this before. Sea dragon skeleton. Just highlight that in my... Get back into the sea moth. There we go. Okay, so before I read that entry, I'm just going to point out that that is where the facility was over there. I've returned to the big skeleton and, you know, the chimney. That is the direction by which I came into this area. And my goal is to go further in the direction of where the dragon is facing there. So we're going to head that way. This semi-intact skeletal structure features a 99% overlap with that of the sea dragon Leviathan, suggesting it is either the same species or a close cousin. 1. Head trauma. There is clear evidence of physical trauma to the head. The damage is so severe it must have been received shortly before death, somewhere nearby, likely caused by high-speed collision with a solid object. 2. Age. The skeleton has been well preserved, but calcium decay suggests by an approximate time of death around 1,000 years ago. Bone growth suggests the creature itself was in the egg-laying stage of its life cycle. Terrain scans indicate the biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains. Okay, so we've got another massive head down here. So I am headed to another location of the Lost River that is going to connect with the other blood kelp zone in the map. I'm going to hit F1 to bring up my debug feed here. Camera world position. My ultimate coordinates are negative 1,111 for the first number and negative 655 roughly for the last number, okay? So I basically need to head in a southeast? Yeah, southeast direction. Roughly that is the direction that I need to be headed. So you know where I'm headed. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can scan this and we will continue our trek to those coordinates. Again, camera world position. And let's go ahead and see if we can scan this. Nope. No scanning the big fossil. Okay, so I found what I was looking for here in another area of the Lost River. If I hit F1 to bring it up, you can see that I am in the Lost River Canyon, and this enormous head is what I'm looking for quite explicitly. The previous big skull that I showed, it's, you know... Oh boy. crab just shut me off. The previous skull that I showed, you basically go towards the direction that it's facing down that corridor, and then once you hit a T section, you hang a right. Oh god. Oh god. Stay away from me. I have missiles. Son of a... Well, I say missiles, but... Oh god, he did it again. These crabs are a nightmare. Okay. Screw you! I didn't want to have to do that, but you made me. Okay, so, now that we're out here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just move my little Seamoth here down to a safe location, more or less. And we're gonna go ahead and get a scan of this baby, the ancient skeleton. Hope that crab doesn't get me. Alright, there we go. Got what I needed. We'll hop back inside of the Seamoth, and we'll bring up that data entry. Projections suggest this life form would have been far larger than any other encountered on the planet. The remains date to 7,000 years ago. So, by all means, important. And also, these power conduits from the precursors, they've been set up all over the place, and they're literally projecting light on it. So, you know, that's a sign, if nothing else. Now, what we want to head towards, you know, the power conduits lead you right to it, but it's this right over here, this special precursor cache, and it is indeed a special precursor cache. We'll go ahead and shut the headlights off. And you have to have the orange artifact to open this baby up. I don't remember where you got the orange artifact. It was either from the deep sea base, in the Grand Reef, or it was in one of the previous facilities. I don't remember which. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of scanning here, eh? Alien bone specimen case. Alien bone specimen case. These fossils likely came from an ancient ancestor of the Leviathans, which inhabit the planet today. Got something else here. Alien flora specimen case. The local flora are being held in stasis. The aliens evidently sought an extensive knowledge of the planet's ecosystem. Okay. What else can we discover? Research equipment. Looks just like a plain table to me, man. What's so special about it? The large laboratory table and accompanying scanners incorporate technologies far beyond our current level of understanding. Hypotheses, equipment maintenance, staff maintenance, specimen analysis, specimen gene manipulation. And then, of course, we've got a bunch of crystals over here, and we've got a data log.
Integrating new PDA data.
This terminal contains extensive data on the reproductive methods of the local fauna. Fauna on the planet evolved with a single gender capable of both egg-laying and insemination. Eggs once laid usually require genetic material from a second individual to reach maturity. In rare cases, there is only one true parent, with evolutionary mutation introduced by the effects of the environment itself on the delicate genetic structure of the child. Research appears to have been focused around hatching conditions and genetic variations between parent and child. This is consistent with the theory that the aliens were invested in manipulating the life cycle of the local species to their end. Alright, so that's pretty much the fill. That's everything that needs to be done here. Now, to get out of the Lost River, because that can be one of the more difficult and scary things that you have to get done, all you have to do is pretty much head straight the direction from the large skull just outside of the lab cache, and you'll find yourself in a cave with an exit up the top, basically a dead end in the cave, with an exit out the top that heads out to the Grand Reef. So that's all you have to do, and getting out is simple. And also, I'm headed back to base. Home sweet base. Home sweet base. Okay, so that was a wonderful and rigorous adventure. Now, before I go, there are two things that I want to get sorted out. First of all, I want to make a reinforced dive suit, which takes 2 fiber mesh. You just make that out of a little bit of, you know, kelp. And it also takes this benzene, which takes blood oil. You know, the stuff that you have to get out of the blood kelp, the blood oil that came off of those vines or strands or whatever you want to call them. So I've already made one. You need 2 of these, which is why you need 6 of those enormous frickin' pods. And then you need 2 synthetic fibers, which takes the fiber mesh plus the benzene. Still don't have a actual object in the game yet for it, but it does. Now, personal equipment, we're going to do reinforced dive suit, and this reduces damage that I take by 50% when I take damage. It's not too much of a problem these days for me, though. So I'll go ahead and just equip the reinforced dive suit there. Okay, and I'll go ahead and pop the old radiation suit into my equipment. And while I was gone, there's also a new communication on the relay, so let's go ahead and give a listen to that. The status of the Aurora's crew and the ship's long-distance communications relay is indeterminable. If any of the ship's data coils remain intact, it may be possible to salvage this information. I don't know that that's new information. Subject something destroyed mode patrol new targets unaccounted for 1. Oh my. So clearly the warpers out there have been hunting everybody down. So that's new and interesting information. In any case, this has been the infection update. Definitely interesting, definitely fun. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I mean, I've got to hand it to the devs. They've managed to improve stability of this game greatly, which is leagues beyond where it was whenever I thought I was going to stop doing this series. And for that matter, this game just keeps getting updated very quickly, which is just surprising, because I every single time I do an episode, I'm like, well, I won't see this game for another like 2 or 3 months before they update it, and by then, who knows, like maybe you guys don't want to watch anymore or something. But no, I put the game down, and then 3 weeks later, it's like, hey guys, guess what? There's a big update, and I'm like, oh, I guess I better go back and play it. Either way, I'm having tons of fun with this game. The technical issues do seem to be getting sorted out. Knock on wood. We'll see how things turn out in the future, but I had a lot of fun with this update, and I am looking forward to the next one, because I know that there are structures that they've added to the game in this update that you still cannot go into. Like, the exterior is there, but the interior is not complete yet. So I look forward to looking at those whenever they're introduced. But until next time, thank you very much. I am William Strife. This was Subnautica, and I hope that you all enjoyed. Until next time, though, stay well, and enjoy my other videos and my streaming on Twitch. But I'll see you later. Bye!